Hi, I'm Trish Rock, Modern Day Intuitive. I want to talk to you today about karmic cycles. Do you know, it's really interesting that we can actually have these cycles our entire lifetime and not actually know it until we try to change something, and then all of a sudden we're in fear, or the change is just too much for us. Or we think we've changed, and then a few years later, or even 10, 20 years later, same cycle comes up and we may not even be aware of it. So, first thing is the awareness of it. Is there something that keeps reoccurring in your life? Is it a pattern around money? Is it a pattern around relationships? Is it a pattern around you feeling anxious about moving forward? Is it a pattern about not shining your light? Thinking that you have to be stuck in the same career or job? Maybe a toxic environment? Maybe negative people around you? What cycle are you caught in? So, the best way to have a look at this really is to have a look at those things in your life that aren't working so well. And then try to whittle it down to what are those things you've tried to change and you thought you had, but they keep coming up. So I'll give you a couple of examples. I guess the biggest example here would be relationships, right? If we're in a toxic relationship, or if we're in relationships that just aren't on the same energy kind of level, we haven't got that connection. Sometimes they're abusive as well, either psychologically or physically. Why is it that sometimes moving away from that, you're still attracted again? And another example is transitioning into, a career doing what you love doing, being your full true self. That's really frightening for a lot of people. And so you stay in the regular safe job, right? Because that's what everyone around you tells you to do. But deep down in your soul, you really want to move forward. You really want to do what you love doing. Another really big pattern is money, right? Are you stuck in a poverty mindset? And from the surface, it may not even look like that. But, you're either not getting enough money in and it doesn't matter what you do over your life, it just keeps happening. Or the other thing is, maybe you do get a lot of money in and it all goes straight back out again. And so you never really get anywhere either, right? These are all cycles. And the interesting thing is, when I'm working with my own stuff, but also when I'm working with other people and with my clients to try and clear this, it's never really obvious on the surface. We really have to kind of, go underneath the surface a little bit and really find the awareness of what the actual fear is, where it came from. And it hasn't always been this lifetime, I've discovered. And here's the thing with karmic cycles. It's really a cycle of behavior that that by being aware of it brings us to love. That's an easy way to put it. And when we do become aware of it and we return to love and not the fear or the hate or the negative emotions, then we can clear that cycle. If that doesn't happen, and this goes, for a lot of couples and a lot of family units or, soul groups, that may not happen in that lifetime. And so, as a soul, you kind of agree to come back and try it again. Maybe you swap roles, maybe whatever was done to you, you do to someone else, and then it doesn't work. Next life you come back, it's done to you again. It's this cycle of whatever it is for you that's now coming up to clear. For some of you, perhaps it is just this lifetime. I know for me personally, with this karmic cycle of money, that's for me, it's been over several, probably hundreds of lifetimes, and I've had specific direction in meditation as to where it started. And it started because of, you know, me letting people down because of money. And so in my mind, you know, money became scary because I would let people down or I would put them in harm. But of course, over the lifetimes, that's really shown up differently. But I know where it came from now. So now, you know, this is kind of one of those things that needs to shift now, because there was another karmic cycle that I've shifted now of really shining in my light and being who I am and actually introducing myself as my truth now, right? Not covering it up behind a job title. And that's taken me quite a few years to do that. And that actual shift wasn't that difficult for me. It took a few years, but it wasn't as difficult for me as this money shift. And now it's time for the money shift, and I'm really stuck in the cycle. So I've had to go back, find out where it started, and now I'm able to get control again and finish this cycle and create my own new empowered way. And my clients are doing this as well. Their own empowered way with whatever it is they're moving into. So, you know, really absolutely empowering results. And it's so amazing to watch as somebody lets go of an old cycle, and they can let go of it when they understand it and when the awareness is brought to their attention of what it is and the underlying fear and actually where it comes from. It's an amazing process. And you know, I want to know from you, what is it for you? What keeps going around and around and around? Like, what in your life right now, what do you feel you're on the hamster wheel in, right? Is it relationships? Is it money? Is it career? Is it your truth? You know, what is it for you that you feel, I wish I could just get off this wheel, this cycle, and fully be in my power, in my empowerment, and moving forward, create the reality that I want, not the reality that this karmic cycle is creating. What is it for you? Do you know? Behind every block or cycle that you can think of, there will be an underlying fear. And it's not always as obvious as we believe, but there will be an underlying fear. So if you can get to that awareness, everything will change. Absolutely everything will change, because the perception of that fear underlying this cycle, we can shift that so fast, and then it all starts to fall into place. So have a think today about what it is for you. What is that constant thing in life that never seems to shift? Or it might be that thing that you're most fearful of or most stuck in. You know, I don't know how to shift it. I don't know how to change this. It could be that one as well, whatever it is for you. But as soon as you can have the awareness of it, you can shift it. So please comment below. Let me know what yours is and what awarenesses this has brought for you. Okay, have fun with that. Let's clear up all the cycles and have some freedom in this life. Bye for now.